Today, we'll examine America's first and last World's Fairs of the 20th century, Buffalo, 1901, and Knoxville, 1982. We'll explore the mystery of these two World's Fairs, one that felt ancient and monumental, and another that felt modern and unimposing. We'll compare what they show the world and what they may have tried to hide. As we explore these images, keep these questions in mind. Why does Buffalo, over 80 years earlier, feel more advanced in its architecture than Knoxville? Why did the grandeur fade? Was it simply a shift in aesthetic preferences, a mirror of how society's tastes have changed, or is there something deeper? Buffalo, 1901, the Pan-American Exposition, a gleaming city of neoclassical domes and column palaces, lit by over 200,000 incandescent bulbs, a technological marvel for its time, yet somehow timeless in its elegance. It looked less like a temporary expo and more like the capital of some lost empire. Compare that to Knoxville, 1982, the energy-themed World's Fair. Here, instead of marble facades and towering columns, we see bright circus tents, the golden Sunsphere, and pavilions that feel more like pop-up installations than monuments to the future. Here's where things get strange. Many of the buildings at the 1901 fair in Buffalo were said to be temporary, but they look far from it. Solid, ornate, masterfully built. Even some official historians speculate that parts of the exposition were most likely repurposed older structures that already existed on the site. Meanwhile, Knoxville's fair was obviously built for the moment and designed to be dismantled. It's as if the further we moved into the future, the less interested we became in permanence. The more advanced technology and machinery became, the less inspired and less knowledgeable society has become. So what happened? The official narrative tells us the Buffalo Fair was constructed in 2 years and the Knoxville Fair was constructed in little over 1 year. How could it take only 2 years to build the ornate, monumental buildings of the Buffalo Expo while taking 1 year to construct the carnival-like grounds of the Knoxville World's Fair? Could Buffalo, like many other World's Fairs before, have showcased remnants of a forgotten architectural era, or even proof of an advanced civilization that once inhabited and thrived in America? which has since been erased from history. World's fairs were once grand showcases of innovation and culture. The official narrative tells us these were all temporary cities constructed of cheap materials, simply built to impress the world, only to be thrown into the trash. But if that were so, why are there so many examples of buildings and structures that have stood the test of time and eventually repurposed, lasting into our modern era? These buildings are solid stone, marble, and concrete, retaining the same intricate details and old world craftsmanship as they showcased for the world's fairs, and most likely long before. Buffalo, the 1901 Pan-American Exposition was short-lived. Most of its structures were torn down, but one small gem remains, the Buffalo and Erie County Historical Society. Once the New York State Pavilion, built of marble, was most likely around before the Expo, and has since outlasted the fair and now serves as a museum, preserving the city's vibrant past. Knoxville Sunsphere from the 1982 World's Fair still towers over the city. Originally built as a symbol of solar power and futuristic energy, the golden orb was nearly forgotten.
Hurry up! We've only got 4 days to spend at the... What?
What do you think? Do you believe the official narratives regarding the other World's Fairs? Or is there more to these magnificent cities than we are led to believe? Is it possible that Knoxville is the exception that proves the rule? Leave your thoughts and comments below.
Excuse me, is this the World's Fair Visitor Center?
Used to be, back in 1982. You're 14 years too late.
What about the Sunsphere?
You mean the wig sphere? You're welcome to go up there if you want to see 16,000 boxes of unsold wigs. Now, you gentlemen gonna buy some wigs, or ain't you?